Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. Now, I hope all of you are doing okay. Now, I want to talk about Noni Madueke. Noni. Now, if you remember, after the Arsenal game, he got substituted, for I think Makaelo Mudryk, and then instead of him going to the bench where other players are, the basic way, um, what other players do when they got substituted. They go and shake hands the coach and the other players sitting on the bench. But Madueke walked down straight into the tunnel. Now, that is very unusual for players to do that. Now, was I surprised for Madueke to do that? Probably not, because I know how much ego Madueke has. And obviously, he wasn't happy for being substituted. Now, I don't have a problem with players wanting to play more time and actually prove, to the coach wrong or make it different to the team. Just 1 second, people. Trying to fix this microphone. Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't have a problem with players trying to or wanting to play more time. That just shows how dedicated they are, to playing for the team and to trying to make a difference. But if the coach made a decision to say, look, you're not performing well, you need to come out, just like Madueke wasn't. He wasn't performing well against us now. He wasn't taking on his men. Now, defensively, maybe he was doing all right, tracking back and everything. But if the coach says, you need to sit down and give other players chance, you need to remember this is not a one-man team. It's a 25 players team, including obviously the coach and us, the fans as well. So I thought it was rude for him to walk down the aisle. I mean, sorry, the tunnel. Yeah, but with Madueke, I was not even surprised because we all know how much ego that guy has, and obviously a bit of childishness as well. But he responded because a lot of people were obviously bashing him, saying that he shouldn't have done that. Which, I mean, for sure, he shouldn't have done that. So now he's playing for English international team, and they were doing some interviews and stuff, and you know he reported or he responded to the criticism, and these were his exact words. He said, I literally went down to the tunnel to go to the toilet. No. Let's get that back. I literally went down to the tunnel to go to the toilet and came back 30 seconds later. I didn't see him coming back, if I'm being honest. Now, if you watch a lot of games when I come off, I always go straight down to the tunnel to go to the toilet. It is nothing major at all. No. I've watched Chelsea play week in and week out. I don't see Madueke going down the tunnel each and every week. I don't see that. I only see him whinging when he gets substituted. A lot of times he actually goes to the bench and shake the coach's hand and whatever. Why is it that he goes to the toilet every time he goes substituted without being, good in the game? Every time he plays the game and actually performs very well, he doesn't go to the toilet. Why? Because then he's happy to be substituted. Now, I want to dig deeper into this, because Chelsea has been trying to operate as a team. We saw that from the beginning of the season. When we were at Pochettino, we didn't have the chemistry that we have now with Maresca. And him doing that, it just shows how selfish of a guy he is. What makes you think that you're that much special? You're not a Lionel Messi, you're not a Cristiano Ronaldo. What makes you think that you can just walk down you're not a Cristiano Ronaldo, a Lionel Messi. What makes you think that you're allowed to walk down the tunnel? Now, if you want to say, okay, he goes to the toilet or he went to the toilet, you could have waited maybe like what, 5 minutes? Because I remember he actually got substituted in the 87. No, was it? Maybe a little, yeah, maybe I would say into the 70 something minutes. He could have waited for about 20 minutes to then go to the toilet after. Because obviously you're trying to protect the image of a team. You're trying to protect the image of other players, the image of the coach as well. Because obviously him walking down the tunnel to go to the toilet wasn't good enough for obviously the media, wasn't good enough for obviously the fans, because we thought it's your ego, which you obviously have because you've shown that in the past. So for me, man, I wasn't happy seeing Madueke going down the tunnel. Now, let's talk about his future, because obviously he's still a Chelsea player and he's always going to be a Chelsea player until we sold him. Now, in the next game against Leicester, to be honest with you, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him not because of what he did on that day, but because of his performances as of lately. He has not been performing well. And if I'm being honest, when Sancho comes back, I would like for Sancho to go on the left and him go on the bench, and then we put Pedro Neto to the right side because we saw what Neto did when he came on to the right side after Madueke got substituted because Mudryk went to the left and then Neto went to the right, and we saw how effective Pedro Neto can be coming from the right side. And I think it's time for Madueke to actually sit on the bench. If I'm looking at all time, sorry, beginning of this season, I think Madueke is one of the players that have played a lot of minutes in the Premier League. He has played almost every game in the Premier League. So for you to then disrespect Maresca and walk down the tunnel in that moment when you know the whole cameras are on you, that was a lot disrespectful. So for me, I would like to see him being played in the Conference League, or maybe when the Carabao Cup, sorry, when the FA Cup starts, because I didn't like it, man. Yeah, man. I just wanted to, obviously react on his response, but for me, I find it very stupid and very silly. But anyway, people, this is it, people. These are the players we have, immature and very young players, and they do stuff like this, and then they brought attention from the media to Chelsea Football Club, and which is something that we've been trying to run away from, and we've been good at it, and we've actually been praised. So when you do stuff like this, what do you want people to say about Maresca? You're giving Maresca really, really hard decisions to make, because now if he plays you, we as fans we're going to complain. If he benches you, maybe now that's gonna get an effect to the team. So yeah, man, listen, I just didn't like it. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, people, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.